Hello, little bonus video for you, because I know from experience, and even though I teach this shit for a living, I still feel this. When you start to get into that beautiful alpha brain waves dreaming state, and you start to envision a possible ideal future, there can be this overwhelming temptation to take action, to make lists, to make 2-year plans, to get things going. And I'm going to ask that you don't do that yet. And some of you who, thinking of a dear friend of mine, I'm watching her face in my head right now at me telling her, slow down. Some of you will want to go for it. Please don't. What I'm going to ask you to do instead is to turn to the backs of your journal. At the back of your journal, you'll have what I'm calling some light up pages. Let me explain. Again, I know from experience that when you start to dream, when you start to use the techniques I'm teaching you to envision your ideal future, what happens is ideas just land in your lap out of nowhere. You'll get these little intuitions. You might find yourself thinking of someone and then they call. You become much more attuned to the universe around you, and it's like you're in flow with it, and serendipities start to come towards you like nobody's business. The light up pages at the back of your journal are to capture any of these ideas, any of these intuitions. If you suddenly see a book, an advertisement for a book that you go, oh, there's something there. Trust that sense of curiosity in you. Whether you have a physical sign that you've got shivers down the spine or your heart opens, whatever makes you feel curious and open and like, I wonder what's going on here. Just jot it down in dot points in your light up pages. I learnt this technique. I kind of came upon it myself when I was transitioning from a very stable management consulting career to starting a business that I kind of had a vague idea what it was going to be, but not much beyond that. And for 2 or 3 months, I still remember I had this red leather-bound journal that I carried with me everywhere. And I would put any ideas that occurred to me, any pictures that came into my brain, I would just jot it down. And the weirdest things have come true from that time in my life. There is something about taking the time to dream in alpha brainwaves where weird magical shit happens. So I still remember this. I only remembered this the other day. I was in I was in wonderful alpha brainwaves moment earlier on in my life, and I was doing some vision boarding, and I knew I wanted to have a second baby. And I picked out this baby from a magazine, and my then husband was like, it's a pretty weird looking baby. Like, yeah, I don't know. It came to me. I ended up having a baby with Noonan syndrome, really beautiful, but weird looking baby. It looked exactly like the photo in that magazine. So when we find ourselves in alpha brainwaves, we know what's meant for us, and we might not know what it's about. I've got a friend who kept picturing this elephant in a really weird kind of position, like the trunk was doing something weird. I think the back right leg was doing something weird. She just jotted it down. She didn't know what it meant. 3 years later, she was running a retreat in Bali, and on the gates of that retreat center was that exact elephant. So this is me saying, don't fall into the very understandable temptation of taking action and making plans. Instead, just be wildly open to images, ideas, inspirations, intuitions, jot them down in the light up pages, and that's it. We will be reviewing them next week, but that is all you need to do. Stay open to what gives you a sense of curiosity, excitement, openness, and expansion. That's it.